Okay, so here we're going to do some examples of domain and range. You should make sure you watch domain and range video 1 so that you can get the overall understanding of what the domain and the range are. So the domain means x values. So if we use this first graph, and as we read the graph from the left to the right, because remember your goal is to identify the smallest x value to the largest x value. So from the left, we're going to read this graph, and because we see arrows, that's a gift. So that automatically tells us negative infinity to positive infinity, that the x values go out as far as infinity. Then for the range, remember, is the y values. So from the bottom to the top. So as we read, we see that the first place we get to that's on the y is this point right there, which is at 0. So the smallest y value is at 0, and as we go up to the top, we see double arrows, which means positive infinity. Okay. Next, again, from left to right, as we read the graph, we see double arrows, which signifies negative infinity to positive infinity. And then for the range, as we look from the bottom to the top, the first value is here. Okay? So that's at -2, but that is the value of the x at -2. The value of the y at that point is 0. So the range is 0 to positive infinity. Then we look at this graph here. And as we look from the left to the right for the domain, we see that we don't have double arrows. We're starting at this spot right here, and the x there is 0. And then as we go out, we see an arrow which lets us know positive infinity. And then for the range, same thing. From the bottom to the top, we're at 0, and we're going to infinity. All right, here we have this graph. So as we read this graph, the domain from the left to the right is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. The range is going to be from the bottom, which is negative infinity, to the top, which is also infinity. And then you have examples of domain and range.